Hello everyone, we will talk about the global perspective on education policies in this video. So yes, we will try to benchmark ourselves with the best practices that is available or being practiced across the globe as far as education is concerned and the policy thereof. A global perspective on education is an approach to encourage students to understand, to engage with the world beyond local or national boundaries. It's all going global across the globe. It can help students develop cultural literacy, which can help them appreciate diversity and probably reduce the ethnocentric viewpoints. You need to incorporate the polycentric viewpoint. You need to be geocentric in your viewpoints altogether. A gender often factors with a child's access to education. I'm talking about male, female. Yes, the female are subjected to a limited access to education. God knows across the world, but this is the normal trend that goes around it, and we must all strive to go together to eliminate such malpractices. And irrespective of gender, every individual should have equitable access to education. A lack of access to education is one of those primary barriers to human development. Mass schooling, internationalizations of education is the key terms, and global perspective of the education policy thereby. So yes, in the developing world, we are talking about EduSat, the satellite technology that has been utilized to deliver education right at your television at the very basic minimum cost, which can have a wider audiences. Then we have the $100 laptop at the cheapest of the laptop that goes around there. The affordable laptop designed for educational programs already available, and this has been available since 2008. Then we have NEP and National Education Policy and Development e-school program. NEPAD, as the case might be, aims to improve, provide computer equipment, learning materials, internet access to approximately 600,000 African schools across 10 years, as the case might be. Perpetual Education Fund, private initiative of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to improve access to education. Basically, we are ensuring that no one is left bereft of the education. Rights of education is that everybody deserves education, regardless of their cultural background, regardless of the economic background, regardless of the social background. Program prompting the internationalization is Socrates, Erasmus program, exchanges between different universities within Europe. Then we have the Soros Foundation. It is educational opportunities between Central Asia and the Eastern Europe, as the case might be, or the MENA region, Middle East and North African region. And then we have the International Baccalaureate Program. It's a global education program that goes around. So benefits of international learning. Experiencing different educational system can be enriching, can be valuable. Global online campus provides free access to materials and lectures from American University, further promotes globalization on education. Now let us try to understand the worldwide trends and what are the recent worldwide trends. Emergence of secondary education, indigenous education, growth of higher education, open and accessible higher education, and global education initiative, as the case might be. And that is what we are looking into it. These are the trends that has been working around. Let us look about the education and industrialization. That is rampant. Challenges short-term economic pressure. Parents prioritize immediate income. Yes, I want to study or I want to earn money. That is what goes around it. But with the families having consisting of large number of people would most give stress about immediate income rather than on education, because education means nothing to them as far as income is concerned. It is only a deferred period of your income, but that is the short-term economic pressure is all about. This is reality. Brain is skilled individual eventually attain their education and emigrate to a different countries, advanced countries. Why? Because they are in demand. Why? Because they can contribute more. Why? Because they can earn more. But what happens when the system that they have studied? What happens to the country that they have belonged? What happens to the community? The community does not develop, and this is a challenge. Economic focus is all about education, economics, studies, education demand, financing, and provision. Human capital, education seen as an investment in skills for higher earnings. This is human capital. Technology is educational technology. Utilizes technology to enhance learning. Utilizes technologies for enhanced performances. What are we looking into it? I have given you key terms as in human capital. I have given a key terms like a brain drain, and we are talking about educational economics that goes around it. You study in a developing countries, get everything funded from your federal government, but eventually you work for a developed country. Why? Because this is where you start earning more. What happened to the developed countries? The community doesn't goes around it. So what is this education economics goes around it? Should the federal government subsidize their education or things like that? Yes, let us understand the developing economy, the key terms of mass schooling. When I say mass schooling, is the basic schooling that everybody needs to attain so that they have a little bit of understanding of what is written and what is to be expected. Internationalizations of education is where you are benchmarking everything, irrespective of the status of the countries as far as economies are concerned, developing, developed, or advanced economies. And then we have the universal primary education, which I've been stating around it. A minimum degree of education, a level of education. Sorry, not the word degree should not be used. A level of education that needs to be understood by every one of us. The global perspective, it gives me a cultural understanding why certain people behave in certain fashion in certain areas, certain parts of the globe. As a cultural understanding, prepares student for a globalized world, develop critical thinking skills, enhances problem solving skills, fosters open mindedness, fosters tolerance towards one another, fosters mutual respect for one another, empower students to make a positive impact as the case might be. And that is exactly what we would strive to go around it. So main component, what are the main component of global perspective? It should aim that everybody has an equitable and fair access to education, and the level of education is same irrespective of which part of the globe one hails from. Teaching with a global perspective, as which I've been making videos. If you see it is, it is continent neutral, it is gender neutral, it is country neutral. Everybody who will access my video will have understanding, proper understanding of what needs, what am I trying to say. So that is what we are looking at. I am trying to embrace the world and probably transform your lives, my life along with one another. Allow me to give an introduction to globalization. It is a complex process of increasing the interconnectedness. This is across global and technological, cultural, and political spheres. The impact of globalizations, what is we call but HE. What does HE stands for? Higher education. Higher education. Globalization necessitates the changes to HE, including decreased public funding, increased emphasis on market forces, performance standard, and the global portability of credentials. Knowledge itself becomes a key driver of globalized economy, as the case might be. Now, allow me to tell you what is higher education curriculum. Definition is understanding, accommodating diverse people from different backgrounds altogether, irrespective of the religion, irrespective of the nationalities, irrespective of the nations, irrespective of the color of the skin. Probably it also means being aware of the global issues and dynamics, features a global perspective when achieve or higher education aims to both internationalize the curriculum and develop students with global awareness, the skills to thrive in an interconnected world as the case might be. So increased focus on relevance and innovations, knowledge application, subject specialization, and competency-based learning. That is what we are trying to focus around it. Curriculum trends, internationalization of content, English taught programs, credit-based structures, interdisciplinary courses, and emphasis on meta-cognitive skills as the case might be. Challenges, balancing global relevant content with national, local needs. Some disciplines are more naturally aligned with when compared with the other perspective than others. Now, that is what we are trying to go around it. That is how we need to talk about it. So yes, higher education curriculum should increasingly focus on relevance and innovation, should have similar context, similar knowledge, similar issues discussed across the globe, and challenges is how can we balances them there and bit. The origin of global perspective is from the US influence. US being the most developed economy, US today is a 38, 39 trillion economy altogether, the most developed economy, the most powerful economy across the world, has a responsibilities too. With power comes responsibility. The US higher education system has been particularly dominant model for decades. influencing the development of many academic systems across the world. European roots are the contemporary university model with its focus on faculties as in the verticals of education. It can be history, it can be anthropology, it can be engineering, it can be space technology, it can be biotech, it can be nanotechnology as we are talking about it. That is what the faculties is all about it. It has to have its historical origins in the European institution. Colonialism also expanded this model. Now, what are we talking about key players and key drivers? We are talking about national organization, or let's say regional organization. Organizations such as UNESCO, everybody understand, United Nations for Education and Social and Cultural Organization, OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, EU, European Union, significantly influences the educational policies at various levels and promoting convergence thereby. We're talking about the major knowledge producers, wealthy nations that invest heavily, and heavily when I say a substantial part of their budget goes on research and development, naturally, which transform into a new knowledge generation. Major universities are at the forefront. Multinational corporation, companies that own databases, company that owns journals shape the flow of knowledge, shape the flow of information, and primarily the base is all about in NAFTA region, the North American region. Um, or the Western European region. The NAFTA region, if we saw the North American and Western Europe per se. Before I wind up, I need to appraise the audience of this video about the challenges, the concerns. It is all about inequity and dependency. The global academic system is characterized by inequality. Definitely, yes. Why? Because in certain advanced countries, technology is heavily used to teach. In certain developing countries, technology at the nascent stage, forget what, how will you utilize them in education. So developing countries face challenges in becoming a significant knowledge producer, creating a dependency in the global north. Commercialization. Number two is the rise of education as a global marketplace. Can work against diversity as only marketable programs. Receive attention, potential increasing inequality based on factors such as race, such as class, knowledge flow imbalance, the trends of student mobility with southeast to northwest, coupling with the program mobility in opposite direction, raises concern what is going to happen as far as equitable knowledge exchange is concerned. So yes, this flow of knowledge is completely imbalances. It is not at equilibrium. So these are the challenges and concerns. Hope I've been able to clear about everything as far as globalization of higher education is concerned. Thank you for watching this video till the end.